All right, welcome back to Central Valley Buzz, everybody. Hey, William, let's bring in our next guest, Michael Bogart. Hello, Michael.
Good to see you,
How are you? Hey, people are getting used to seeing you around here.
It's great to be on your show every week.
You know, I enjoy the conversations we're having also. You were with Vanessa, and you guys would do these things. Vanessa goes off and has a baby, and I got to fill in. Next thing I know, I'm like, hey, I'm kind of enjoying these conversations I'm having with Mike.
Well, you know, Vanessa was very inconsiderate to have that baby, wasn't she? I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I am. Tell the people a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, I have a nonprofit called Aspect Ministries, and we're all about training people and showing people that Christian faith in the 21st century is very relevant. Of course, you and I have been having these conversations about, you know, how people today think that with technology and science and all that, that religion is a thing of the past. And my contention is that it's still very relevant, and people are still very much needing to hear the message.
It's relevant. It really is. It's relevant when you're in jail. It's relevant when you have a sick relative. People start remembering that there's a God, there's a Jesus to pray to. They forget to do it every day, but they do it only when they need it.
Well, that's the way some people operate. You know, they say there's no atheists in foxholes. Well, you know, I mean, that's true. When you're in trouble, you appeal to what you think of a higher being might be. But, you know, Christianity teaches that, you know, that God is a part of everyday life, you know, and that he's not just a God of the emergencies, but he's the God that helps you navigate your path through life. Mm-hmm. And I think that's every bit as relevant in the 21st century as it has ever been in the past.
Well, you know, and looking on the other side, I'm looking at these young people, okay? They're brought up in this computer generation, right? And you expect them to read the Old Testament and take it like it's real.
Right, sure.
Right? But they're looking at it and going, no. There's no way that could happen. I mean, I could do it with my CGI. But back then, there's no way people could walk on water, make oceans split so that people can run across. There's making wine out of water, feeding 5,000 people with a rocky made into bread. Whatever it is, it's just a little far-fetched.
Well, you know your Bible pretty well. You cite a whole lot of biblical miracles and stories there. So good for you.
Well, I could go on. I mean, I know there's others.
Did you get a star on your Sunday school paper or something?
Well, no. It was a Catholic school, and you just had to listen.
Well, I understand. I went to Catholic school a couple of years myself. But yeah, you know, all those miracles seem very far-fetched in the 21st century. And of course, you know, we're so immune to, you know, what seems to be miraculous on screen with graphics and all that kind of stuff. But the whole contention of the Bible is that we have a God who at times intervenes in the normal working of things in this world. And that's why you call it a miracle, because it's so unusual, it's so out of the ordinary.
Are there miracles today? Are they happening right in front of us and we don't know them?
Well, I think so. I mean, you know, I'm certainly not in connection with, you know, with everybody in the world, but I know that there have been things in my life where I think God has intervened. And I think, you know, as a pastor of a church in years past, there's been many situations where things happened in such a way that was really too much of a coincidence for it to just be one of those things.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about sick people getting healthy, things like that?
Things like that. You know, the timing on events being just right for certain things to go forward.
You're not talking about the Mother Mary showing up on a piece of toast.
We're not talking about Virgin Mary on a tortilla. No, we're not.
Well, how's it working out for you? How's your message coming across to young people?
Well, as I speak in churches and different groups and seminars around the area, I find that a lot of people are responding to this because a lot of people are concerned about how many young people are sort of abandoning active Christian faith. As far as the young people, I think what I'm experiencing, and of course I'm an active college teacher as well, my college students want to engage with the Bible. They kind of, many of them want to believe that there's something out there beyond just themselves. If you give them a reason to dialogue and you give them some kind of positive message and some kind of reason to believe, many of them are ready to do so.
You talk to a lot of college kids because you do teach out at West Hills. What are they asking? What are their big questions?
I think the biggest question these days is, why does God permit evil in the world at all? I mean, they don't accuse him of being behind the evil.
Well, of course they haven't read the Old Testament. There's evil all over that.
Right. And what they're saying is, well, if God's so good, why in the world does he even allow it in the first place? Why did he allow Satan to, you know, come into existence and do all of his mischief? That's the big question, I think, of our times. That, and of course, science in the Bible. Does evolution disprove Genesis? And, science disprove miracles? Those are the two big questions that people have these days.
So they want to know if God really made man or if it was evolution?
That's one of the questions. They want to know if it's all just, as the scientific, scenario points out, that somehow life got started and then developed.
What about this? What about this? What if it was evolution, but God made it happen?
That's one possibility. What they call that theistic evolution, that God's behind the evolutionary process.
So someone already thought about that.
I'm sorry, it's not an original idea, Chuck. It's already been taken.
You're here every week with me, but you have some books.
I do.
And some stuff online. Why don't you tell people about it?
Well, I happen to have just one sample with me today. This is one of my recent videos called I Know the New Age. And right now the New Age movement is a big, big thing. And the New Age movement's really not a religion. It's a family of things taken from Hinduism and Buddhism and Taoism and all kinds of things like that. And so what I do is I give a real summary of what is in the movement. I have one on Islam, I have one on Mormonism, one Jehovah's Witnesses, and one on the Bible itself. Wow. So those can all be obtained from my website.
Awesome. Michael Bogart, see him at mindcuisine.com?
Mindcuisine.com. You can order all the products.
Awesome. Always good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Chuck.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stick around.